Hello and happy Tuesday. My name is Michael Leeserman here with the Trial Guide's tip of the day. The date is December 30th, 2025, and our tip today comes from Lisa Blue's book, Conducting Voir. Here to read the tip is Lisa Blue herself. Thank you for being here, Lisa.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Could you please read the tip today?
Yes, it says be mindful of the political and social climate of the community in which you're trying your case.
All right. Well, that's a favorite theme for both of us, mindfulness. And here you're talking about being mindfulness of what's going on in the community. Tell us more about that.
It's all about who your audience is. If you're trying a case in a very blue, a liberal environment, you want to use different language than if you are in a very red, conservative environment. And you and I do love the word mindful because be mindful of your words. We talked about this earlier. Words that conservatives love are things like you don't get a free pass, or someone that is taking advantage of the system, people that are getting something for nothing. And all you have to do to understand these themes is listen to the news. What draws in conservatives? What's their dog whistle language? What is the dog whistle language for liberals? And I'm going to conclude this thought by saying I would spend more time on the language of the conservative, because if somebody is liberal on your jury, their undertones are going to be for the little guy, for the underdog. So just be mindful of the words that you're speaking as they come out of your mouth should be crafted as if you're a sculptor and you're actually creating something. That's what we do, Michael, as trial lawyers. We create art. Our art is our words. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much in there. We could talk for hours, and we don't have time for that. But the whole idea of the politics of the community, and one thing that I'm curious about because I'm afraid of liberal jurors. I have a lot of friends who are liberal, and they'll say things like, "Well, I don't know if that verdict makes sense." They'll try to rationalize things. They'll look at deeper meanings. They want to look at fairness and equity, language that I wouldn't necessarily use with a conservative jury. Um, Not that they're unfair, but those aren't the kind of words I'd use more, loyalty. Um, so I'm so fascinated by the studies, the people out there, the politicians that will study what words transcend the politics. And the one I know is freedom. Freedom like ranks highly with blue and red. And that's really what you're talking about is speak to everyone there. And I think when we pick the right themes, like if we have a case where it's about family and love because it's the death of a child, I don't care if you're blue or red. People love their children, but you're absolutely right to be careful of the language we use, to be aware of it, and use language that can connect with everyone. It's easier said than done. It takes some work, doesn't it?
You have to be mindful about what's going on in the country. And I'll give you an example because my passion, of course, our passion is mindfulness meditation, but I am obsessed with our president, Trump, and how his messaging affects our jurors. That's my newest project that I think about all the time. And my advice is um, when you're being thoughtful about your words, you're connecting with jurors. And I love this example. For example, it is true, and I know you'll play these in the future, but our president has said that the professors in our country are the enemy. He said that. Trump said that. And so here's an example. If you're in a red verdict, I mean, in a red area, a conservative, and you've got an expert witness and you spend 30 minutes on all their professor activities, you might not be doing a good job for your client. I think in that situation, because we know what the president has said about professors, you might want to focus more on their work experience. So that's the kind of example where I'm saying be mindful of what your audience wants. What do they like? And you learn that by learn everything about the community that you are in. And that's why we have local council. That's why we read the newspaper of that community. We want to know, what are you thinking and what's important to you? And so I'll end by saying this: forget liberal and conservative and jury selection. Forget it. Forget it. Focus on the value system in your case and figure out, does that person on your jury panel have the kind of values you need that match up? For example, Michael, you said a brilliant one. We all love our family. We love our children. That's a universal one. But there are other values that are very specific to conservatives. And I'm just saying, please be mindful of what those are.
That is great. Thank you for sharing your wisdom today. And as 2025 uh, escapes away and 2026 will be here in a couple days, do you have some intentions for everyone listening? A recap of the year, intentions for 2026. Give us something good, Lisa.
Yes, my intention today is mindful listening. When you listen as if you've never heard it before, it's called a beginner's mind. Then you're open to hear things that you didn't know that you didn't know. And everyone, this is a universal truth. Everyone loves to feel like they're being heard. They love to feel like they're being listened to. So when you practice listening today, listen mindfully, listen with an open mind to what somebody else is saying, and have that intention.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your wisdom and your life's work with everyone. You help elevate the practice of law in a meaningful way. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for the invite. I love doing this. And you and I both, we love trial lawyers. So have a wonderful day, everybody.
Let's take a deep breath together. Just be grateful to be alive this Tuesday. May the work that we do today help to reduce the suffering in the world. May it help repair the world. May we fiercely and compassionately advocate for our clients, championing their causes and doing good in the world. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now. This can take you into a meditation practice, a prayer practice, or just let the sounds pierce you and wash over you and remind you it's Tuesday. Wake up, go out, do good things, and have fun while you're doing it.